Hey, thanks for joining me for this week's weekly devotional. Today we're going to be looking at the book of Proverbs. We're going to be talking a little bit about Proverbs today. Just a couple of quick proverbs and how we would look at that and expect it to work in our life for today. So let's go to the book of Proverbs now and see what the word says. So Proverbs 13, starting in verse 2, and then verse 3 also, it says, "Wise words will win you a good meal, but treacherous people have an appetite for violence." And then it says, "Those who control their tongue will have a long life. Opening your mouth can ruin everything." And as you read through these two proverbs, you probably notice that it doesn't really seem like they're related. And in this half of the book, chapter 10 through the end, the structure of these proverbs is a little hard to see. It's not like a story or some kind of letter or something like that. These are just a collection of sayings. And so the way that it works is you have two lines, and there'll be a first line, and then the second one is in contrast to the first one. And so, for example, when we look at verse 2, it says, "Wise words will win you a good meal, but treacherous people have an appetite for violence." And so those two things work together. They show us something unique about this idea. And Proverbs work as a unique genre. It's kind of like advice. It's different than when the prophet in Israel says, the prophet Nathan says to David that God has decreed that there will be a son of David on the throne forevermore. Not really the same sort of force. These are general observations about how the world works. And so when it says wise words will win you a good meal, it's not guaranteeing that, anytime you speak well, that you're going to get a free meal. That's just not really how it works. But it is telling us that wise words will will earn us favor, and that in general, if you speak wisely, if you give if you use your voice and your tongue specifically, if you use those words as a way to give life and to encourage and build up people, and encourage can be, well, if you do that, then good things will follow. And it may not necessarily be blowing smoke, as the saying goes, or just saying flattering things about people. That's not really what this is after. It's saying wise words. So proper counsel. Speaking like that will win you a good meal. It's going to bring you favor as a general rule in this life. But treacherous people have an appetite for violence. And so, using that metaphor of eating again, just like the outcome of using words wisely will be good, the outcome of treachery or harshness will be violence. And so it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that the world we live in today amplifies the treachery, the angry, the loud, boisterous voices, right? Everybody wants to hear a hot take. Everybody wants to hear, to see somebody owns whatever group it is, right? Like, we want to see those things. And those are the things that get shares and clicks on social media. And so develops a culture in a world of violence along with it when we speak that way. And so the implication here is that those who are wise, remember in the book of Proverbs, that's those people who are seeking the Lord, trying to be obedient to him, and trying to mold themselves to his character. When wise people use their words, the outcome is good. It's filling like a good meal. It's satisfying like a good meal. But when people use their words in a way that is loud and brings a voice of anger and raises the temperature in the room, it's leading to violence. And so we want to avoid that. Then this next verse, verse 3, tells us those who control their tongue will have a long life. Opening your mouth can ruin everything. And again, this is an artistic way of saying something. It's not literal. So if someone is trying to do tongue exercises, that's not necessarily going to lead them to a long life of 100 and something years, right? We know that. But in general, what this is talking about is that those who use their words wisely, as we talked about in the last proverb, those who control their tongue and their words are going to have a long life. They're gonna be around a long time. We might even say they'll have a good life. So all things equal, the people who have their words under control are going to have a longer and better life. Those of us who open our mouths too much, this proverb tells us, can ruin everything. And I've certainly experienced that. I'm sure you never have, but sometimes when we run our mouth a lot, we're going to say things we shouldn't have said, and it's going to ruin things. And occasionally, doing that can create relational problems that might even lead to a premature death. And so, rather than ruining everything, we want to have a long life and we want to control the words that we have. And I get it, it's hard in the world that we live in with social media, text message. I mean, so many forms of communication. I get like 100 something emails and texts and whatnot every day. And so, learning to take a breath and control our words and make sure that we're speaking words of wisdom, that's what we need to do as believers. And so I hope that that's helpful for you. I hope that that gives you a thing to think about and improve on in the days to come. I would love to talk to you some more about Proverbs if you want. If you're somebody who doesn't live close by, I'd love to talk to you via email. You can email me, justin@greenwood.church. Or if you do live close by Greenwood, I would love to meet you on a Sunday morning. And I'm usually in the foyer over here by the information desk in between our worship services. Y'all have a wonderful week.